Hola everybody, this is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele Report. And let's look at Astroscope and scope this thing out. I mean, do you see what I see? Look at this lineup. This is why Saturday, June 4th, I'm doing a whole webinar on this, what's called a Grand Cross. As you can see, yes? Look at this alignment here, Saturn, Earth, and here's the moon, new moon. Okay, we got this new moon going on this weekend. Hello, Saturday, new moon in Gemini. And that new moon is also in this alignment here. We've got the Venus, Sun, Moon, Earth, Saturn, all in this alignment. And across from that is Neptune in opposition to Jupiter. It's called a Grand Cross, ladies and gentlemen. If you're feeling like you're being crucified, now you know why. I mean, this is a lot to talk about in today's Pele Report, right? I mean, I'm not going to be able to cover the whole frickin', the whole frickin' thing. But, and you can also see Mars is also moving. I mean, I'm moving this whole thing along a little faster. I'm going to talk about Black Moon Lilith, who you cannot see Black Moon Lilith. In here she has no physical mass, but she is very powerful. She's now in the sign of Scorpio. We'll be talking about her. You can see that Mars and Saturn are both, this is the sign of Sagittarius would be back here. Pluto over here in Capricorn. Then we have Aquarius. Neptune is over here in Pisces. Okay, Jupiter is, opposite over here in Virgo. So we have this whole thing going on. And if I can just let me go back to where we were here. Stop this thing and come back to today. Yeah. I mean, just look at this. Because from another point of view, let's go with another point of view. We have Venus in the underworld, right? The underworld is when you can't see Venus. So you can see from this lineup, okay, if we look at Saturn, Mars, Earth, okay, and the moon, from Earth you cannot see Venus. She has disappeared behind the sun. This is what the ancients have always called Venus entering the underworld. And she enters the underworld when she is what? She has to be 10 degrees. So from the earth, she has to be 10 degrees away from the sun in order for us to be able to see her, for her to be visible. And even then, she'll just be kind of a real crescent. And then she goes into this underworld and emerges out of the underworld. This time she'll be coming up as an evening star here, in the 10 degrees after the, So we have Venus in the underworld. We have Black Moon Lilith gone into Scorpio, the sign of the underworld. We have, and if we also were to look at from the Earth, Uranus is in Aries, and guess what? This week, Uranus is conjunct Eris. Okay, the goddess of discord, really from May 27th until June 23rd. Uranus and Eris are at the same degree. I think it's 23 degrees or 25 degrees of Aries. Yeah? So, very interesting to have Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, Venus in the underworld, Uranus conjunct Eris. This is like bringing up the volcano, bringing up from the deep, the feminine, the inner world. Anyway, I'll talk about it looking at the camera. Let me just shut this thing down. Namaste. See you soon. Ciao. Hola, Kaypacha here. Do you see what I see? Oh, yeah. If you've been watching the Banana Pele Report, which is a combination of bananas, no sooner did the old big bunch of bananas come down than what happens? I look behind and there's a brand new banana bunch starting out. This is so indicative, you know, that's what I love about astrology is, you know, there's no such thing as death. Death is a transformation from one state of existence into another, from physical to spiritual. We die in the spiritual realm when we come down into these bodies. Yeah, you know, fall dies into winter, winter dies into spring. But you know, the caterpillar dies, you know, in the cocoon. But there's always something coming back out. And that's what Scorpio is about. Now, Black Moon Lilith went into Scorpio a couple weeks ago. She's going to be in there until February of 17. And this is intense. And this has a lot to do with what's going on with this whole Grand Cross happening right now, because this Grand Cross is happening in the mutable signs. Yeah? Particularly this new moon, okay, in the early degrees of Gemini, you know, with Venus conjunct the Sun. She's in the Underworld. I wanted to say, I did a whole journey, an Underworld journey of Venus into the Underworld. It is available on my website in the store there, you know, with music where we go through the different chakras and we go down into the Underworld together. It's a very good meditation for this time that has to do with purging, cleansing, purifying, getting rid of everything that's not essential, that's not me. We are all getting purged. And this is Scorpio, this is death, this is letting go, this is releasing our attachments. And this can be to money, to the job, to the girlfriend, to the boyfriend, okay, to the family, to the country, to the identity, to the mask, like I talked about last week. But it is about letting go of attachments. And these letting go of attachments, primarily, I'd say the biggest one right now, with Neptune and the south node of the moon in Pisces, it's letting go of our illusions. And that's one of the hardest. Yeah? You know, believing in somebody or believing in something or really living for somebody or living for something and then finding that that is an illusion. That it's hard to let go of that illusion. We want to keep on pretending that this relationship is working. Pretending, okay, that this is going to work out. Lying to ourselves and other people that, you know, we're happy with this or satisfied with that. Lying to ourselves, self-delusion. Yeah, this is Saturn in Sagittarius, squaring Neptune. That Saturn in Sagittarius is calling for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, Source. Wow. It's intense. And what we can say is that this Grand Cross is life. I call God life. Life is backing us all into the corner. Life is taking away the fun times, the good times. It may be taking away your health. Yeah? It may be taking away your joy. It may be taking away your money. It may be taking away, you know, your mask. And you're exposed, or you're vulnerable, or, you know, you're embarrassed, or you're miserable. This is a time of depression, sometimes leading to suicide. Saturn, Neptune. Yeah? Heaviness. But this heaviness is like a way of taking away all of our toys. You know, they say boredom is the mother of invention. It's like, take away all the toys. Take away all the distractions. Okay, take away all of the, oh, you know, I'll just, you know, watch this movie or read this book or, you know, make love with so-and-so or, you know, go off on vacation here, this, that. It's like, close off the escape routes. You know, oh, I can't afford a ticket. Oh, I can't, you know, can't afford the movie. Oh, I can't afford. Well, I mean, we can be really coming into this times This Jupiter-Saturn square, it's the third quarter square, and I talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it some more this weekend. But the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction happened back in 2000 in Taurus. Yeah? So we're really, it's a 20-year cycle from 2000 to 2020. Jupiter-Saturn only come together every 20 years. They have that conjunction. And it is a socio-economic cycle. And we are now in that square, we are receiving, it's a 270-degree square. It's the third quarter square of Jupiter to Saturn. So our businesses are getting tested. Our economies are getting tested. This is an election year, you know. It's like, whoa, Nelly. We are 3/4 of the way through this cycle. And it's important. And we're seeing the truth is being revealed, as ugly, as shocking, as horrendous, as nasty as it might be. That there are so many lies and cheats and greed and envy and jealousy and all this stuff going on out there. It's also going on in here. And I really want to encourage us to not be, and this is a time where we can go into victim very, very easily. We can be martyrs. And we can try to rescue and save. You know, oh, let's rescue this and save that, and, you know, and reach out for this and, you know, martyr that, and then it doesn't work or it doesn't happen. And then we point fingers and blame. You know, it's the government's fault, it's his fault, it's her fault, it's, you know, but somebody, you know, to try to soothe ourselves or make ourselves feel better. But really, we can also use this time to reflect inwardly, to self-examine. Retrograde Mars back into Scorpio. Scorpio is the mystery behind the form, wanting to reveal itself. So don't get lost in the form. Don't get distracted by the superficial. Nothing is as it appears right now. It's time to look through. Oh, and that reminds me, I wanted to bring this quote. I just read it this morning by Michael Beckwith. I think he's awesome. I'll try to get it right. But he's saying that behind every problem, there's a question trying to ask itself. And behind every question, there's an answer trying to reveal itself. And behind every answer, there's an action wanting to take place. And behind every action, there's a new life seeking or wanting to be born. This is a time of problems. This is a time of crisis. Health crisis, money crisis, heart crisis, relationship crisis, death, bringing crisis, so many, refugee crisis, political crisis. This is a time of crisis. Virgo is crisis consciousness. Gaining greater consciousness through crisis. Needing to ask the questions to solve the problems. Seeking for the source of the problem. So what we're dealing with is a lot of effects. Effects are the results, right, of decisions and choices, of actions that we've taken from 2000 with our Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, with with this whole, this is a new moon, this whole last month, but particularly, I'm going to say a lot of this has a lot of its roots back in December, because back in December is when we had this Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, is this, all of this, we've had this 6 months, and we're kind of in this third quarter stage right now. I'm going to say people are asking me, when is it going to lighten up? When is it going to change? I'm saying number one, when Mars goes direct at the end of June, June 30th. Okay, right now it's retrograde. Our outward action, like, let's like do something to forget about our problems, or like go into the future and go forward and da-da-da. It's like, no, boom, stay home, reflect, feel inwardly, particularly in Scorpio. Yeah. It's also going to lighten up when Jupiter moves out of Virgo and finishes and completes that last Jupiter-Saturn square is still happening very strongly now. But through August, Saturn is going to go direct, and then in September, Jupiter is going to leave Virgo and go into Libra. So we're kind of like, June, July, August, we're kind of pushing it here. Venus is in the underworld all of May, all of June, and she comes back and is visible in the night sky July 14th. So we're in this underworld dark period of getting stripped, like the snake shedding its skin. So I want to encourage you, let go. Let go of the lies, let go of the illusions, let go of the bullshit, let go of pretending, let go of it being, of settling for second best. And what's necessary here is Jupiter conjunct the North Node, which is hope and faith and trust in the future. We're getting upgraded. It's only our attaching to the past or to outmoded forms of behavior, outmoded forms of expression. We hold on to these things, and guess what happens? I was, reading about, another, thing, about, Black Moon Lilith moving through Scorpio. Scorpio is evil. The dark side. Yeah? It is, and it's our attachments where I don't want to let go of this. It's not wanting to let go of this. I don't want to let go of this person or this relationship or this dream or this. I've got to hold on. This is where evil seeps in, where evil creeps in and says, ah ha ha ha. I can give you this, what you really long for, what you're really attached to. All you've got to do is lie. Or all you've got to do is cheat. Or all you've got to do is come in and this is where the seedy side, the shadow side comes in. I'm going to go into this mythology of Gemini. Clytemnestra, yeah? She kills Agamemnon, her husband. Yeah? She is, really moved by this, and we have Eris. We're talking about, this is the volcano. I got the volcano going off. I'm sweeping up ashes off of my porch every day. I'm at Turrialba. Yeah? Turrialba, if I can say it right. 30 kilometers away from here, man. The volcano is like blowing big time in Costa Rica. It's like Mother Gaia is spewing deep, big, dark ashes all over, spreading them out all over San Jose. Yeah, belching up the yeah, it's time. Do your colon cleanses. Get that shit out of there, man. That's Scorpio. And Saturn is the anal sphincter muscle. Virgo is cleanses. Scorpio is excrement. So we got Mars going into Scorpio, Black Moon, Scorpio. We got Virgo, Scorpio, Saturn opposite the Sun. I mean, this is definitely a time to stop holding on anal retention and let it out. Oh, God. I better just get on with this. Let's see if I can remember the frickin' mantra. Oh. I am now ready to confront myself, no longer young and naive, but fully awake. I discriminate and get rid of all that's not me. I talked about taking the masks off last week. We're in the same. This is the same thing. Inanna descending through the 7 gates, okay, into hell, strips off till she's bare ass naked at that final gate. This is a time to be authentic, truthful, honest, and that involves exposing, being vulnerable, letting go of our pride, of our looks, and calling it like it is, speaking it like it is, saying it like it is. It may be hard and it may be hurt. It may be that difficult conversation that you have been avoiding as hard and as long as possible. Now's the time, right? We're all getting squeezed and pushed like orange juice. Like the orange in the juicer. Let the juice flow. Oh man! And don't forget a sense of humor. I think it was Gandhi or something that said, I would commit suicide. I would say goodbye to all of this if I didn't have a sense of humor about the whole thing. I mean, it's all school. We're just in school here. And part of the school is, learning, how to laugh. I guess. Without it being the Mad Hatter. Without losing it completely. Anyway, I'll leave you with the mantra one more time. I'm now ready to confront myself. No longer young and naive, but fully awake. I discriminate and get rid of all that's not me. Happy garage sale. Happy colon cleanse. Happy let go. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.